Hey, this is Todd Howarth from Ace Frehley's Comet, Cheap Trick, Ted Nugent, 707, 4x Fate, and Return of the Comet. Hey, you are listening to On The Fly with Stevie and Warden. Yep, that's what you're listening to, and you're listening to it all night long. And maybe during the day. Hell, I don't know. I'm not there. But take my word for it.
You are listening to On The Fly.
What's up, guys? On the Flies here again tonight. Having a little technical difficulties on my end tonight. I don't know what's going on with my computers, but one of them doesn't want to play sound. The other doesn't want me to have my picture up there. So you guys get a treat tonight where you don't have to look at my ugly mug. But tonight, you guys know, and I was going to say, you see my shirt, but I can't show you my shirt. I'm wearing a KISS shirt tonight. KISS is my all-time favorite band. I've been a KISS fan since I was 5 years old, and that's been many moons ago. Matter of fact, 46 years ago. So anytime I get a chance to bring a guest on that's a big KISS fan, I mean, big enough that his last name is KISS. And we're not making that up. His last name is really KISS. I guess it's Sir Joseph KISS Sr.'s great grandson. But with me tonight, he is a podcast veteran. Hadn't been on a podcast a while, but I'm lucky enough to get him to come back to the podcast world. With me tonight is Mr. Andrew KISS. What's up, buddy?
Thanks, Steve, for bringing me out of retirement here. Happy to be on.
Yeah,
Been a while.
I had to make some contract negotiations to bring him back out of retirement. He had to do a little training first. He was out of shape, but we got him back in shape, and he's ready to go tonight. But
and my manager emailed everything I need on the rider for tonight, right?
Yeah. the brown M&Ms are there. Just the brown ones.
Just the brown M&M.
It's funny you said it because I was listening to a podcast today, and it was a country music artist of the girl Sarah Evans, and they were talking about the riders that artists do, and she was saying to her guests, "I don't understand why they always did the brown M&Ms," and they said the reason they did that was they only wanted the brown ones because they wanted to make sure the promoter was paying attention and really reading the rider and not just saying, "Oh, we're gonna put M&Ms in there." If they had to do all brown ones, they were paying attention. So that's funny you said that though. That's why I brought up the brown M&Ms.
Yeah. No, that was interesting when I found that. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, bud.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that's interesting when you hear that story because when you don't know the backstory behind it, you think that's a little peculiar, but then it makes sense once you kind of break it down and realize, oh yeah, they want to make sure everything's on there, and if they're not following it, then they're not providing everything the band needs.
So, how old are you, Andrew?
I am 31.
I'm 51, so there's a 20-year difference. So obviously, Andrew wasn't a KISS fan. He wasn't around when they were in their prime during the 70s. I would say the late 70s was when KISS was on top of the world. How did you get into KISS? What made you a KISS fan?
Well, as you said earlier, my legal last name is KISS, so
you had no choice.
Yeah, I kind of got sick and tired of people asking me if I'm a big KISS fan and kind of leaving them with the blank expression. I was obviously aware of it. You couldn't get away from them at Spencer's Gifts in the late 90s, early 2000s. So then I finally just decided to check them out, and I was really hooked ever since. I didn't know what to expect at first. You kind of hear rock and roll all night, but yeah, everything else. I think when my mom took me to the library, my first CD that I borrowed was Alive 4. So I know that's sacrilege to a lot of Kiss fans, but that was my main
No.
introduction into Kiss, like to the point where I was so ignorant that I thought, oh, Ace was just kind of just a nickname, and his real name was Tommy Thayer. That's how green I was. Gonna piss
Boy,
off a lot of people with that.
you would get in trouble for saying that some places.
Oh yeah,
Fake
the
fake
one
Ace
true
and
spaceman, Tommy Thayer.
you know, what do they call him? Cheater Chris and Fake Ace. I think that's
Yeah.
what they called it. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but all right. So who was your favorite member?
Well, growing up, it was obviously Gene. You couldn't get away from the acrobatics and the blood spitting and the fire. But if you ask me now, not a current member, but I would say Bruce Kulick's my favorite.
Because you're a guitar guy, right?
Yeah, I really look up to him and his playing. I feel like he's an unsung hero. Like
I agree.
besides being a consummate professional, I would put him up there with the Van Halens and the George Lynch. I think he was because he was in Kiss. That was especially in the '80s. That was kind of just kind of a gross, a dirty word in the music industry. But I feel like he's extremely underrated, and he rides that line between shredding and tasteful playing. Like you can sing his solos, like Tears Are Falling. You can
Heck
sing
yeah.
that solo. It's not just all shredding.
Yeah. I mean, I would say my favorite member was Ace, but after that, it's not. It takes a while before you get to any of the more the original. Because after that's Eric Carr, and
Hmm.
then Bruce is third. Because I think Bruce has been the ambassador of Kiss for so many years, especially since after the reunion tour. He had every reason to be pissed off.
Hmm.
Um, he was just getting his chance with the Carnival Souls album, and finally had lead vocals on the song, and they just and I mean you can't blame them. They saw dollar signs with the reunion tour,
Exactly. Yeah, you're gonna
but
turn down those millions of dollars.
exactly. But Bruce is so. I mean, I've never met him, but he seems like such a good guy, and to hear him talk, he's he's always talked good about Kiss. Here lately in the last year or so, he may have had a few things that kind of said, okay, what's going on with Bruce? He sounds like he's ticked off with Kiss, but he's
Yeah.
always been such the consummate professional with them.
Absolutely, and just always love for the fans, and from what I've seen on message boards or just when he does post, a big interaction still, and especially for the guitar players too, is not afraid to get really nerdy with. I know he has whole pages on exactly what he used on each track of Carnival of Souls, so he's definitely a guitar guy through and through. And yeah, it's like anyone would be heard, and the
Oh yeah.
farewell tour, the last show, and like everyone has it kind of built up in their head of this big thank you to the fans, and when it's just another run of the mill, like no shout out, no thank you to Bruce or
Nothing.
any of the former members, I feel like yeah, that would obviously hurt me if I gave years of my life to a band and then just not even a thank you.
You know, I almost didn't rent the pay per view after I saw Bruce wasn't going to be there, and then
Mhm.
at the last minute, I told my daughter I was like, "No, I need to go. I need to get it." I mean, but of course, nothing different than any other night on that farewell tour or the end of the road tour because they
Mhm.
already had a farewell tour 20 years
Right. Yeah.
before. But
You
yeah,
know what?
I,
It's still
I mean,
not as bad as the Who has like 7 or 8
oh
farewell
good
tours.
lord, good lord, and Motley Crue's doing the same thing too. So.
Oh yeah.
Um, But anyway, let's see. So you have been. This isn't your first go round on podcast.
No,
Tell us
but
a little bit about your podcast history because you got a couple of. I know a couple of shows you've been on.
yes, I was making the rounds a little bit there. Shout out to my old friend Jody Havnod. Haven't heard from him in a while, but he was nice enough to have me on the podcast. I guess I was bombarding their Facebook page, and they're just like, "All right, well, maybe have this kid on here and see what he has to say. And so I did that for think a year or so, and then another good buddy, Joseph and Anthony Polo from Podcast Rock City fame, uh, had Jody and us on, and we kind of merged and became the new edition of Podcast Rock City at the time. So I was on there for a while, and those were a fun few years for sure. Joe,
That
if you're listening, hey buddy, miss you.
that was where I discovered Andrew Kiss, and I could not
Oh
believe
God,
the first time I heard him introduced. I said, "Okay, what's with the name? Well, this has
who's
got to
this
be
idiot?
yeah." But man, and I it was not long after that. Actually, I messaged Joe and I said, "Look, where's Andrew Kiss at?" And he's like, "I really don't know." I said, yeah, I said, well, I'm gonna look, and I got to myself, I'm gonna look for him. And I actually got in touch with Andrew on Facebook, found him, and because I look, if you guys have not listened to some of those old episodes with Andrew on it, do yourself a favor, go listen to it. So funny with you and Jody and Joe. I
Oh,
mean,
thanks. I'm
that's
glad
and
you got some
I think I told
entertainment
you
from my
that
dumbass.
with the impressions. Who were the impressions you did on that show? You remember?
Oh God. Well, first of all, another shout out to Kiss Science Theater. I pretty much stole their entire act doing the Peter Chris. Yeah, I did a bit of Peter Chris. I don't know. Can you cuss on this show?
Yes,
Can't
yes.
remember. Yeah, fuck you, you bald bag motherfucker. Jesus Christ, I've been out here busting my balls. And then a bit of Paul Stanley, which is just basically like you're taking a deep breath in with a little bit of a lisp. That's a terrible.
No,
I
that
think
is a
I'm going to
good
be on
Paul
Chris
Stanley.
Jericho's list for best worst Paul Stanley
You're,
impressions.
you're not quite as good as what's his name, the Gas guy,
Oh, Kyle
comedian.
Gass.
He can do Gene and Paul
Oh,
so well.
oh yeah.
But
He.
you're
Yeah.
you're there though. You're there. I can
You know
tell.
what? It's for listening to 12 hours of Paul Stanley's audiobook a few
Oh
times. That
boy,
will help me
Lord,
get
what
the
were you?
cadence.
What? Well, I wonder if they'll let Peter do his audiobook, or they get the guy that did the his voice on Phantom of the Park for that.
You know what? They'll probably get Peter to do it, and then just realize none of it was usable, and have that other guy overdub everything.
That is something I would love to hear, though. I would love to hear if they had it, Phantom of the Park with Peter's voice, and they
I'm
probably had
sure.
to censor some of it too. He probably was cussing in there too.
Oh, probably. It probably had a bunch of white powder on a few of the takes that they
Oh
had to
God,
get rid
yeah.
of.
Can you imagine hearing the conversation when he's fighting with Frankenstein in there? What the fuck are you doing, Frankenstein?
What the fuck? Get those bolts out of my goddamn face. From Brooklyn, motherfucker.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that right there. I can remember watching that as a kid because I left. Uh, we had like a fall festival at my school, and I was like 5, 6 years old, and I had my mom. We lived across the street from the school, so I told my mom, "We have to leave. I'm not staying over here for this. I'm not missing Kiss on TV." Because back then, you know, I'm from the old age. You didn't even have VCRs then. If you saw them on TV, if you didn't see them that night, you didn't see them. I mean, you missed it, and it was very rare you got to see Kiss on regular television because we didn't have cable. But I'll tell you this though, the year, and then we'll move on to what we're getting into. The year for Christmas that we got our first VCR, thought it was the best thing in the world. The night, I want to say it was Christmas night. One of the local channels would have, it was a Friday night, they'd have a late night movie at 11:30, and I'm sitting up playing with all my stuff, and this is like 85, 86 maybe, and I'm sitting there, the news is on, and they go to a commercial, and they said, coming up next, late night movie, Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park, and I'm like, where's that blank tape?
It's Kismet.
Dude, I was like, this is the best Christmas ever here.
I'd say.
Yeah, but Tonight, me and Andrew have been talking for a while, and we've been trying to get this thing on. But between me, my life, and Andrew's life, we always have things going on. But tonight, we worked this out. We are doing, and I know if you guys are to say, no, that's been done to death, but we haven't done it. So guess
No,
what?
you haven't heard ours.
You haven't heard ours, exactly.
The real set list.
The real set list. Tonight we're doing what we would like our ultimate KISS concert. The set list. 23 songs. We're doing 23 songs. Yeah, I know Paul's voice may not be able to handle 23 songs, but we're going to go back like this is KISS in their prime. And it could be, look, at any time, the members could switch in and out, whether they're still with us, not with us, whatever. We're going that way because we tried to get, some songs up there that you probably haven't heard before. I have not heard Andrew's list. Andrew has not heard mine. We did that on purpose. And how many times did you say you changed yours, Andrew?
Well, I swear it's been 3 today at least, and we've been working on this for quite a while. I actually like your idea of switching members in and out because I kind of just assumed, like, it doesn't make sense because some of these songs kind of predate, or after Eric Carr, but because I had it just like the ultimate KISS set list, just with your ultimate lineup. So I kind of had
okay. Well, I mean that's fine.
asylum, but no, I like your idea better of switching members in and out too. That's even cooler.
Because I don't think I have maybe one song that is one song that's not the makeup era song. So that we're still there. But I'm just saying if you went into an Eric Carr phase, then we could have an Eric Carr switch out with Peter Criss for a song or two. So we're good. We're going to keep it like that. All right. So 23 songs. Now, I'm trying to think. I mean, of course, the ultimate answer would be Madison Square Garden or anything like that. And no, we didn't have this. So I didn't ask this of Andrew either. I'm trying to think where it would be the perfect. I'm thinking they bring back Cobo Hall. Let them play at Cobo Hall.
Nice. Yeah,
So,
that's better than in my mind. I just had run of the mill closest stadium or arena to me. So I would say, well, I guess it's not even the Air Canada Center. It hasn't been that for years, but Scotiabank in Toronto. But no, I like Cobo Hall a lot better.
Cobo Hall we can do that, but since you're the guest, I want to hear your opener. What's your opener?
Okay, so first off, I'm starting with right before the Thrum and You Wanted the Best. I thought it would be kind of fun to do a little tip of the hat to my favorite album. Yes, this list is very self-serving, obviously, but yeah, music from the Elders. So I just thought it'd be fun to open up with Fanfare right before you get to the Thrum and You Wanted the Best for the hardcore fans.
Fanfare, leading off with Fanfare.
And then that doesn't count as my I know, right? Yeah, that's a real party mode. But my number one is starting off with I Stole Your Love.
Oh, well, I'll go ahead and tell you that's what I led off with.
Oh, nice. Great minds think alike.
I mean, I Stole Your Love with the pyro going off everywhere beside it. And if I had to pick a stage, I'd want that 1977 Love Gun stage, Love Gun tour stage, with them walking down the stairs, or you could have the stairs, or either Ace and Paul coming down on one side on the lifts, on the hydraulic lifts, and Gene on the other side. But yeah, I mean, this didn't happen enough with I Stole Your Love. I really think they should have. On the reunion tour, they should have let off with I Stole Your Love some. Switch out. Deuce was fine, but switch it up with I Stole Your Love. It's a great opener, and it really sets the tone for the rest of the night. But yeah, it's just such a great live song too.
And I kind of fell in love with it from watching the Detroit footage. I think it was Kissology did it, but from the Hot in the Shade tour. I know they didn't
Oh
have
yeah,
the You Wanted the Best, but that's where I kind of really got it. And that's when they started integrating more of the makeup songs back into the set. But I think that's just the perfect opener. And obviously, we love Deuce, we love Detroit Rock City, but I don't know, we got to switch it up a bit. So I'm happy we both kind of went in on the same first song there.
yeah. I just that Hot in the Shade set list was probably, and you may disagree with me, that was probably the best set list as far as integrating different stuff of different eras up there. That
Oh, I'll totally agree with you 100% on that. I think that was is the right balance because you have the mid to late 80s. It was they're kind of overcompensating with, oh, we got to be play with the big boys now. We're kind of chasing trends here. It's all non-makeup, it's all modern, it's all now. And then with the exception of a few songs, and then yeah, I agree that the Hot and Shade tour they kind of started bringing back those classic ones, and then well, even on Crazy Nights with Gene's bass with the makeup on there and the Rise to It video, they were
yeah.
kind of going back to their past and embracing their past.
Well, there was always rumors there was going to be the reunion tour might happen then, but something came up and they couldn't. They didn't agree to it. I don't know if it's money or what, but
Yeah, probably money.
yeah. Look, and there's one staple that you hear on like a live too, uh, right before, uh, right before Shock Me, you hear Paul say, "We got a little surprise for you tonight." Well, I got a little surprise.
Holy mackerel! Is that Andrew Kiss?
What is that, Joe?
Andrew Kiss.
Joey. Hey,
Holy mackerel!
Hold on,
Andrew Kiss is here. I'm blown away.
sorry you can't.
I'm
see
sorry, dude. We've been me and Joe have talked. I told Joe the other night. I said, Andrew is coming on my podcast, and he wanted to pop in and say hello to you. I hope that was all right with you. He wanted to surprise you.
Joe, I'm kind of happy my face isn't on here because then the whole audience can't see what a wimp I am. I'm starting to tear up. Hey, buddy.
Oh, I wanted to come and see you. How are you?
I'm doing very well, even better now.
Oh, well, it's so good to see you. Steve told me that you were going to be on, and I was like, I want to pop in and
Nice.
surprise Mr. Kiss. His
Oh,
real
man.
name is Kiss.
Yeah, Sir Joseph Kiss Sr.'s great grandson is what we say.
Yes, the luckiest person in the world. I got Polo. That's what I got.
Look, I got a name nobody can pronounce. Nobody can say it right. The TH is silent. No, it's Fly. It's just Fly, not Fly the. That's the first one I've heard that. It's usually Flythe. People call it Flythe, but the THE is silent. Don't ask me why. But
so
great to have Joe here. Joe, we were talking earlier about Andrew's time on Podcast Rock City and how I went back and I told Joe. I had messaged Joe. It's been last year that I was going to go back and listen to all the back episodes of Podcast Rock City. I did, got down to when I heard Andrew Kiss and Jody. I was like, "Who is this Andrew Kiss guy?" And I messaged Joe, and I was telling that story earlier. And lucky enough, I found Andrew, and we broke him out of retirement. I had to do some contract negotiations, and it was hard to get him back in shape, but we got him straight now. He's back into the gang again.
Well, that is awesome. It's so good to talk to you. Hey, you know what? Let me tell you, we were doing on my show, we were doing an episode where we were talking about the Elder, and I wished that Andrew was there because he does a great imitation. I don't remember which song it was, but you do this imitation of like the background vocals for this one song. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Was it Only You and the Whales?
Yeah, do it. Go ahead.
Tell me I forgot about that.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, I really wished Andrew had been here. I'd have made him do it because it was fun. It was just how funny it was when you did it.
Well, we're doing nice to do my favorite album. That would have been great.
Yeah.
We're doing our ultimate like a KISS set list, and Andrews started out. We're only on number 1, but before they say you wanted the best, you got the best. Andrew's playing Fanfare from The Elder.
Nice. I think that as long as anything for my baby isn't on either of your lists, this show will get watched. If
Oh,
that's
don't
on
worry,
your-
it's not.
That's your closer, ain't it, Andrew?
No, yeah, anything for my Joey.
I cannot stand that freaking song. But anyway, all right, you guys have fun. But I want
Hey,
to
before
pop
you-
in. Yeah.
Before you go, talk a little bit about your podcast, Joe. We've been talking about, but talk a little bit about your podcast because you just hit a big milestone.
Yeah, we just did episode 500, and that was a lot.
Wow.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun. We do it live every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and you could come on and sit and watch the show and comment along. It's a long way from when Andrew and Jody and I used to do it. I mean, it's like amazing. You know, basically what happened was we used to talk one time a week for an hour. We would do it all audio. And then during COVID, I was like, hey, I think we should do this show live. It would be fun. And we've been doing it live ever since on YouTube and Facebook. You can watch the show live and comment on the KISS topics if you're a KISS fan. Even if you're not, watch and just be like, I hate Gene Simmons. He's greedy or whatever. I don't care. But watch the show and comment, and it really makes it fun because you're in on the conversation. And I'm gonna get Mr. Steve here, Mr. Steve Fly,
There you go.
to get. I put the in there. I'm sorry, to get him to. I want him to do it live. I think it'd be a lot of fun. You grow when you do it live because you're on the spot, and I think you could do it.
I've been doing some live ones. We just decided tonight we were going to go just record tonight.
Well,
I didn't want to put Andrew on the spot. You know, make his return too much pressure on him. We're going live. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want it to be a blunder.
Today I was trying to figure it out because when Andrew was on my show or our show at the time, he had just turned 20.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Are you 30 now?
I am going to be 32 in June. So
Holy
it's been a minute.
crap.
Yeah.
Holy
I've got a lot
crap.
more gray hairs.
Yeah, and I'll be 55 in October. Can you imagine? We did this 12 years ago. It's just amazing. It's just
Awesome.
amazing.
It's awesome
Anyway,
that you've kept podcast Rock City going that long. It's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
Congratulations, Joe.
But thank you. Anyway, listen, love you guys. See you both soon. Hopefully we're gonna break Andrew across the border.
Yeah, I've looked at that.
I was talking to Trump today, and he was talking about putting a tariff directly on Andrew, and I was like, no, you can't do that.
There'll be an exception.
There'll be an exception to the rule.
There'll be an exception to the rule.
Because his name is
Good
KISS.
podcaster.
Are you still a welder?
A little bit. Kind of just working. We had a full time at the local steel mill there, so working more in operations, but still same ballpark.
Yeah, with steel.
Yep,
All right,
with the
listen.
steel.
Love you guys. Take care of yourselves, and we'll talk soon. Okay.
Thanks for stopping in, Joe.
Love you. Peace.
Thanks.
Wow, what a surprise!
I hope you didn't mind that, bud.
No, I didn't mind. I love that.
We've been talking about that for about 2 weeks, and when Joe said, I just want to pop in and surprise her. Don't tell him I'm coming. I said, now you ain't going to make him mad or anything. He said, no. So anyway, I'm glad we got to reunite one of the podcast Rock City lineups right there.
Right, and it feels so good.
So we both agree. Number one, our opener is "I Stole Your Love." So what is your second one?
Number two, a bit of a curveball. Feedback of "I Stole Your Love" and goes into "King of the Nighttime World."
I got you. That is a good number two song.
And unexpected because you think you would have to have it after Detroit Rock City, but I think it blends well in there. Yeah.
Did you ever there was one tour, and it may have been the Dynasty or the Unmasked tour. They opened with King of the Nighttime World, and it did not work. It did
No.
not work. I don't know. It's on YouTube somewhere. I can't remember which one it was, but they opened with King of the Nighttime World. I was like, no, this is not a. This is a later in the set list or a number 2 spot here. But
I swear they did before Freedom to Rock tour, or it might have been during, for like 2 shows. I swear they opened with King of the Nighttime World as well, or at least it was
it may
second,
have.
but yeah.
I know there was a makeup concert that they did with gosh, I wish I could remember which one it was. But anyway. All right, so yours is number 2 is King of the Nighttime World. So we're going to differ a little bit on this one. I'm going from Hotter Than Hell. I'm going with Parasite.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going with Parasite on that. So I
That's
think
unexpected for number 2. I like that a lot.
yeah, and you did. It's one you didn't hear later. It hasn't been done in a while. But I think seeing them at the Winterland shows and how much. I mean, because if you want everybody, if you're a KISS fan, you know about the Winterland up in San Francisco, the concert Black and White there. They just look hungry doing that, and I mean, it was so awesome watching it in back in the day. When it's all over the place now. If you haven't seen it, you can find it on YouTube somewhere. But yeah, my number 2 is Parasite.
I like that a lot. That's pretty cool for number 2.
All right, number 3. Okay, so I'm looking right now. July 24th, 1979, Madison Square Garden. Listen to this. They lead off with King of the Nighttime World. Let Me Go Rock and Roll is number 2.
What?
And then, okay, here's the set list now. This is a off the wall set list. Number 3 is Move On. Number 4, Calling Dr. Love. Number 5, Firehouse. Then they go to New York Groove. I Was Made for Loving You. Christine 16. 2000 Man, guitar solo. Love Gun, bass solo. God of Thunder, drum solo. Shout It Out Loud, Black Diamond, and the Encores, or Detroit Rock City, Beth, and Rock and Roll All Night.
Oh,
that
okay,
is a off the wall.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, you have your standards.
At the end.
You lead off with some that are so out of place.
Yeah, now I don't even feel I don't feel as bad about my list. I was coming in here thinking, is this bananas? But then again, we're not even on song 3 right now.
Yeah, let's get to number 3. What's your number 3?
Well, oddly enough, I'm reading this now and I'm thinking this should have been number 2 with the name. But yeah, I went with Deuce for my 3rd.
So Deuce is your number 3.
Mm-hmm.
My number 3. I'm gonna go ahead. You've had Paul, and Paul's done I Saw Your Love. Parasite was kind of Gene and Paul were together. So I'm going to give Ace a shot here. I'm going to let him go ahead and hit New York Groove.
Wow, for number 3 again.
Yeah,
spicy set
Ace is
already.
Gonna get some stuff, but I'll go ahead and warn you guys. The standard KISS songs in the set list, some of them are not going to be on my set list. I mean, what you're used to with Ace and Peter, especially in there, is not going to be there. So just give you a little heads up, and I'll probably get crucified for that. But anyway.
Oh, you and me both.
Number 4 for you, Andrew.
Ladies in Waiting.
Wow.
Yeah, I always love that's my favorite off of Dress to Kill.
Now, was it you or it was Jody that was the Dress to Kill guy, right?
Yeah, he was. That was his main album. And oddly enough, I didn't like it as much until I started talking with Jody, and he kind of showed me the way a bit there. Yeah. But no, I think that's one of my favorites out there.
I wonder if I want to say they did that. Maybe I'm wrong. It seems to ring a bell that they did that with Tommy Day and Eric Singer, maybe in the Freedom of Rock tour, somewhere around that time. I think Ladies in Waiting may have popped up there. I may be wrong there though.
If not the Cruise, for sure.
Yeah,
Especially during their the Dress to Kill theme.
right. Yeah, I mean, I'm to be sure they did it then, but so Dress to Kill getting represented already. So my number 4, this should make you a happy man because I'm gonna get my first venture into Elder song. And this may be the only yeah, and it's gonna be a back and forth with Paul and Gene. I'm talking about I'm gonna let them do I over here.
Nice.
Yeah. That one, as a kid, listen to the Elder. And I mean, Elder is what it is. Is it my favorite Kiss album? No. But as a kid, when I got it, and I'll have to put the picture up here. Easter from 1982. That was my Easter present, was the Elder. And I'm like looking at this, I was like, what the heck is this? But I played the heck out of that album. I didn't care. It was Kiss, so I didn't care. And aside from a couple of songs on there, that is a good rockin' Kiss album. I mean,
that's my favorite Kiss album from start to finish. And I know that's weird, but I don't care. Craig Smith from Pods and Sods got me on that one a lot more.
Everybody has different tastes, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what makes if everybody liked the same thing, the world would be a boring place.
Well, you see, I wish you were like most Kiss fans were like you, because if you go on any message boards, that's not the case.
Oh no,
there are a lot of wrong answers.
Yeah, there's no wrong answers as far as what you like is what you like, dude. That's why these are our set lists, and if you don't like it, I mean, you don't have to. And it's not like you will have to play all these songs. Maybe we'll make a playlist out of these for you, so you guys that actually like it can do it.
Yeah, so tell us why we're wrong. Send it to Steve.
Yeah, send it to
and not me.
Now I'm gonna get Andrew Kiss's email, and we can bombard his email. Yeah. Number 5 for you, Andrew.
Number 5, I'm going with Getaway. Another Dress to Kill.
Another Dress to Kill. Two, guys. You're gonna do a Dress to Kill medley up here.
Oh, okay.
Getaway. So you letting Peter get into the act now. So
one of my favorite Peter songs for sure. I know it was written by Ace, but definitely one of my favorite Peter vocals. Peter Piper Pepper.
Better watch out. He's gonna be up here cussing you out in a minute.
Motherfucker. What was that?
Keep my damn name right.
So bad, goddamn baby driver.
All right. Speaking of Peter, so that didn't sound right. But
speaking of Peters,
we're both on the same wavelength as that. It's time to let Peter Criss get the microphone for a little bit. And I'm going with another Hotter Than Hell number up here. I'm going to let him do Strange Ways.
Nice.
So Peter's, I don't know. And after it's over, we need to count up how many of each member got a song up here.
You know what? This is sacrilege. Spoiler alert. I don't think I have any Ace vocals on here.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's no hate. I love Ace. There's no hate on it. It just didn't really work out. But that might be a little sacrilege. I've also never been the biggest fan of Shock Me.
Well, yeah, that may have a little fatigue there.
Yeah.
All right, so number 6 for you.
Number 6 is The Oath. I had to throw an Elder song in there, represent, and I thought everything else to a degree wouldn't have worked as well unless you're doing the whole album. I know it's not really a concept album, even though it's under the guise of it. It's a very loose concept, but I still feel like it works better if you listen to the record as a whole. But yeah, I went with The Oath.
So The Oath is one of, like I said, if you listen to The Oath,
heavy as hell for Kiss.
That opening riff, I mean, when they started off and look at the Fridays, the performance they did on Fridays, that's probably, that is the only, I guess, unless it's a cruise, the only live performance of The Oath. But man, that's a heavy song there.
Let's watch Ralph and Millie's favorite band. I think.
Oh yeah. Here's Ralph and Millie's favorite
band, Kiss.
Ralph and Millie are looking like, who are these guys?
Yeah.
But all right, So
Who do you got for number 6? Or
number
what do you
6
have?
for me, I'm going to let Gene. Okay, let's say after Strange Ways, the lights go down and you start hearing these chop, 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 chop. You hear this demonic voice, and then this lady singing in the background. All of a sudden, the lights come on, and we got Radioactive starting.
Oh, damn. I didn't know solo albums were up for grabs.
Oh,
No, I should have known because they're official KISS releases.
yeah. I'm sorry.
Nice.
We'll have to come back and do a
Oh,
revise.
yeah, because Rip It Out should, maybe I can cross something out and put Rip It Out.
So yeah, I think you cut the lights for a little while and let this kind of red glow come over the stage, and then you hear
Oh,
that
that'd be badass.
freaky intro, and here he comes with Radioactive. So, all right, number 7 for you.
Well, I hope you have your windshield wipers going because we're going to get into a bit of Tears Are Falling.
Oh man. So we talked about this now. When we have these songs like this, we can't have band members switch in and out. You want Ace to stay in, or you want Bruce to come out and do the solo?
No disrespect to Ace, but I don't think he could handle
I don't
Bruce's.
think he could either. I was getting ready to say I would want Bruce out there doing the solo because that's one of the iconic KISS solos of all time right there.
Absolutely. And one of the reasons why I love the song so much.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I mean, anybody that hears that song the first time, that guitar solo is one of the first things they talk about. It's definitely not Paul up there doing the windshield wiper eyes on the video.
No, that's one of the things you'd like to forget there.
Well, look, let's talk about. I know we're going to get off subject a little bit. The videos for the Asylum things. What kind of drugs was the guy the producer of these videos doing when he come up with this stuff? Because Who Wants to Be Lonely is in like a waterworks factory or something like that. And then you got Tears Are Falling where you're talking about this girl and all of a sudden for some reason, Paul switches from the room that she's in where she's ripping the shades out. And he's in a place where he's swinging on a rope over a volcano. I mean,
yeah, I don't know, but maybe the rest of the band should have been doing drugs to kind of say, "Oh yeah, this is crazy. Let's."
And then all night.
All night where Paul almost killed himself tripping on. I think he almost gouged his eye or something tripping. Yeah, he almost went blind on the set.
Wow, I hadn't heard that before.
At least I think it was.
It might have been. It might have been when he threw that freaking that Navy hat on.
Yeah, the Captain Tennille hat.
Oh yeah, Captain and Tennille. Gosh, that's. How do you know about Captain Tennille? You ain't old enough to know about Captain and Tennille.
Oh, I know things about Dragnet. Like I'm an old soul.
So my number 7, we're going to an old faithful, old standby. That's always on the set list. Well, most of the time, we'll let Paul get his little act in where he goes across and lands right there in the audience and do Love Gun. So,
oh wow, early too. That's kind of cool too because then it's unexpected. So it's kind of nice to throw a little curveball there.
Yeah.
Now, is he flying out to the audience now?
Yes,
Oh,
he'll be flying out to the audience doing Love Gun. Yeah, and but yeah, that's two off the level. I'm trying to keep up with the albums. What I'm getting off the albums too. But number 8 for you, Andrew.
All right. Well, I'm a little out of shape, so hopefully this intro will help you recognize it. And here.
I don't get it. I'm not getting it, but
Oh, Creatures of the Night.
Okay, I hear it now. Creatures of the Night.
You can edit that out if you want.
Nah, that's fine, dude. That's good. I hear it now. You're not out of shape. I hear it now.
Creatures of the Night. Yeah, I love that. Get Eric back in there, and I feel like Bruce can also handle that. Vinny obviously would have been able to because he toured during there, but he's kind of unreliable. So
Vinny probably didn't show up, so we had to bring Bruce back on stage.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, Vinny didn't show up. He was busy doing doing a album or a box set that nobody will ever get. There's talk about he's going to put some more music out this year. He says he is.
I don't know. I don't mean to be so cold-hearted, but if you're dumb enough to give him any more money, then I feel like I have no
You deserve
sympathy
it. You
for
deserve it. If he rips
Yeah.
you off, you deserve it.
I'm
After
sorry.
his track record. All right. So my number 8. I think this is the first we're doing for Rock and Roll Over, and this is a deep cut. While Paul is coming back to the stage, Ace is over there doing a little. He just keeps playing that over and over again. Then finally, when Paul gets back, he breaks into it, and everybody's favorite deep cut, mine, Mr. Speed.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is a deep cut.
Look, I just got reminded by my brother the other day.
Mhm.
My brother works with me, and he was listening to music on his earpiece, and he said, you better go hide under the bed. I said, why? He said, because I'm listening to Mr. Speed, and I had forgot all about it. Something about that song when I was a kid scared me.
Really?
I think it may have been when he yelled "Look out" in the middle, and Ace does that just killer guitar solo.
Mhm.
But I don't know why I was scared of it. And I wasn't scared of Gene Radioactive, but that whole intro was Radioactive. But I was scared of Mr. Speed. Does that make sense?
No.
Not at
No, it
all.
doesn't, but I don't know. We were always afraid of things as a kid. I was afraid of
Exactly.
station wagons because of the movie Halloween.
Oh, well, that's a good reason though. Mr. Speed didn't have Michael Myers up there or anything, so. Um,
We'll
all
have to
right.
listen to that again and find the spooky
It was
part.
when he does that look out. I think that's what scared me for some reason.
Yeah,
Don't ask me why. That was weird. Um,
weren't we
number
all?
9 for you.
No, I'm gonna follow your lead, but I'm gonna put "Take Me" for my number 9.
Oh, cool.
I won't ask you to put your hands in my pocket, but yeah, "Take Me."
That was something I always talk about when I was a kid. My mom and dad me and my brother were big Kiss fans, and they always supported. Of course, when I get the elder for Easter,
Mhm.
they are very supportive of what we listen to within reason. For some reason, Mama didn't want me to listen to Rod Stewart, but she would let me listen to Kiss. And then you go around the house as like a 6 or 7 years old saying, "Put your hand in my pocket, grab hold to my rocket."
Yeah,
Not knowing
what's
what it
that
is.
about?
Yeah, but I can't listen to Rod Stewart Tonight's the Night, like which it was okay song, but it wasn't on my list. I'll put it that way. But yeah, that was something I was thinking about it one time. I was like, gosh, no, some of these songs, if I was singing the right words to them, I know my mom was like, huh, what is that all about? And that was one of them. All right. So number 9, this is going to be the guitar solo. This is
Oh,
where Ace gets his guitar solo in, but it's not going to be Shock Me because I saw Shock Me so many times when I'm watching videos of the reunion tour that I'm like, no, we need to go another way. We need to do a different song. And it's not going to be Into the Void either. This one is going to be off his solo album, Rocket Ride. Oh, no, off of Live 2, off
still though.
Live 4, Rocket Ride. I think that would just be a good switch up. People wouldn't see it coming, hear
Hmm.
him do that, and then he can go right into his guitar solo with that.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
So Ace gets his second song of the night on my list. You can tell Ace is my favorite, but
Yeah,
anyway.
and then you make me feel bad. I got, like I said, I got no Ace songs on here, so
Well, you don't have "I Walk Alone" Bruce playing it, do you?
nope, no, I don't.
So you're not being
I
biased.
think Bruce would be alone if he played that.
All right, number 10 for you.
Number 10, I got "Watching You," followed by "Gene Spitting Fire."
That's cool. That's another. Okay, that's your first "Hotter Than Hell" song, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's your first off "Hotter." I'm the one that's got so many "Hotter Than Hell" ones so far. But yeah, that I didn't even think about the fire spitting.
I don't know.
I
I
just
just thought it'd be nice not to hear War Machine for. I don't know if it's just because it's recent years, but just having that be the fire breathing song, I think people. It was cool when they brought it out, but then Like, I think they
That,
did it for a solid decade.
yeah, that or Firehouse. I mean,
Oh
he
God,
did.
shoot me. No offense, Paul, but I
But,
never understood the obsession with Firehouse. That's just one of my least favorite Kiss songs. But
oh, I got one where I can do the fire. You gave me an idea, and I'm glad you said about fire spit. I know where I can put fire spit in that now. So I made
ooh,
a little revision to my list, guys. So all right. So my number 10, and I tried, and it's hard to do. It's almost impossible to do when you get looking at it to have a song from each album. So we're gonna slow it down a little bit for number 10. Let Gene have a song from Unmasked. I'm gonna let him do Naked City.
nice. The best song off Unmasked, and I'm
Yes.
actually kicking myself that I didn't put it
What, you
on the
don't want
list.
Paul to do an acoustic version of Shandy on here?
Oh yeah, because we never ever heard that
If you're in
before.
Australia, you heard it.
Yeah, off of. Well, actually, no, I can't even make that joke because it wouldn't be Dynasty anyway. It'd be Dynasty, but I
Dynasty. Dynasty. You call
can't
this
even make that
Dynasty.
joke. Oh man, you're showing me up, but at least it's on your own show. But I'm actually a little pissed off I didn't put Naked City. Awesome choice.
Yeah.
I love that
All right.
song. Very underrated Kiss song.
Very, very. Number 11 for you, bud.
Number 11, we're gonna be going to the Psycho Circus. I said, welcome to the show. Like it's a question.
Yeah, I'm gonna force you to listen to this song.
Yeah,
Uh
but one
Psycho
of my
Circus.
favorites.
Yeah, I do like, a lot of people don't like that song, but I do like
Mhm.
Psycho Circus. I thought it was the first time I remember hearing it, we had back when you actually had radio stations that weren't cookie cutter radio stations like they are now. But
Oh yeah.
we had a radio station. I remember, gosh, was I married? No, I wasn't married then. I hadn't got married. I was dating my wife, and we were riding somewhere, and I was flipping channels, and I heard the start of that. I said, "What the heck is this?" And then I heard Paul Stanley. I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute!" About wrecked the car. She's like, "What are you doing?" Like, it's Kiss. But yeah, and that was a good opener for that is a good concert opener too for like they did on the Psycho Circus tour. Um,
Absolutely. And sonically, in my opinion, their best sounding record. I know it's pretty like half of it's or less than half's great, and the rest not so much, but
I can,
sonically, best sounding record in my opinion.
yeah, they kill it on. I finally found my way. It's great.
Oh right, yeah, that's a real
What's
banger.
this shit you're giving me to
What's
sleep?
this? Yeah, I'd be curious. You know what Peter's song he wrote for that called Hope would have probably been better than that piece of shit.
Oh God, that was horrible, dude. That was horrible. I remember listening to it, buying the CD, and listening to the whole album, and I was like, "What the heck?" I mean, I hope they won't try to do Beth Part Two because this is not it.
No.
But all right, so my number 11, going with one of the old faithfuls here and this is, I think this is the first off the debut album, off the self-titled album, and just a staple of the set list. I'm going with, you had it earlier at number 3. I'm going with Deuce.
Nice. I love a lot of people don't like it when it's midway in the set, but I love that.
Yeah, I mean, I can handle that midway in the set,
Mhm.
uh, but just, you know, some of these songs up there at the top, it just does not work. And I'm gonna have to
Mhm.
look at some of these set lists and see what they let off with it. King of the Nighttime World, to my recollection, is probably the worst lead off song I've ever heard on a Kiss set list.
Do you know, I don't know if this is 100% confirmed, but I thought I heard somewhere that when they were originally recording uh, Alive, I think one of the nights they actually opened with Rock Bottom. That's a pretty weirdo.
What?
Yeah, I may be
With the
wrong, but I swear I heard that before somewhere. I
with
think it
the
might have
acoustic.
been History Science Theater, actually. Shout out. I missed that podcast too.
See, that's another one. Somebody told me the other day that you may have been you for telling me they're on all the old episodes of that is on
Yeah,
what, it's on
I think
Apple.
that was me.
If it's on Apple, yeah, that's something I've got to catch up on. Um, right now, I've been listening to a lot of I don't know if you ever listened to Pot of Thunder.
I do, yeah. I have
I've been
listened
listening
to
to
a
some
few
of them,
episodes.
but yeah. So Deuce at number 11. So we're halfway. We're getting to the over halfway point now. So what's your number 12?
Number 12, I went with Betrayed.
Wow.
Yeah, one of my
Talking about a
favorites.
deep cut, letting Gene get in on some Betrayed. And, you know, a lot of people get this song crap too, but I like that song.
Well, a lot of people give the album crap. Like, it's one of my favorite non-makeup, but I can see where they're coming from. It's all demos. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
they could have, if they cut it down, like got rid of 5 or 6 songs, I think it would, and add a better production. It would definitely have a better place in history. But no, that's I think that's one of my favorite songs from the record. Very underrated, and I
Yeah.
think I Gene's touring now. I think that would be awesome to put in there, but I don't think he will.
He's not going to put Betrayed in.
No.
He's too busy doing,
Gene
like,
Daddy to the rescue. Remember that? Go, Gene Daddy. Go, Gene Daddy.
he's doing a Motorhead song. That's one of them he's doing
Really?
on. Yes, I forgot what the name of it was.
That's pretty
Geez.
cool. Yeah, I know he was at Lemmy's funeral, so he must
Yeah,
have been a really big fan.
but he's probably doing it in tribute to him. So
Hmm.
my number 12, and to me, if that didn't sound right, if you do Deuce, yeah,
If you do
you got
do.
a wife. If with Deuce doesn't go without King of the Nighttime World coming second. I love
Nice.
that trade off there. I guess because I've seen it so many times watching videos of reunion tour. The feedback that Ace gets up and
Mhm.
gets amp, does the feedback, and yeah, and
It's
I
a
do
great
like,
transition into it.
yeah, I do like the solos, his solos on there. Uh,
Mhm.
that's something a lot of people don't talk about, the guitar solos on King of the Nighttime World, but yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's the
my number
best
12.
part. Oh, I just want to take a break and listen to that right now.
Yeah, we'll definitely. I'll definitely be listening to some Kiss night. I may make this playlist tonight and listen to it. Um, so number 13 for you, Andrew.
Unlucky 13, I'm going with one of my all-time favorites, Nowhere to Run.
Nowhere to Run. We got a killer song up here.
Yeah, bet you didn't think you'd have a killer song on
I
the
did
set
not
list.
think we'd have a killer song up here, but yeah, that's an awesome song too. And Killers always, as a kid, um, we had a record store that I probably should have owned a wing in, as much money as I spent in there. But I remember going, and this is before I would start cutting grass and making money in the summer to buy stuff. But this is before that. And I go
Mhm.
to the record store and I see this album up there, or a cassette too. I'm like, what is Killers? I don't, I mean, back then you couldn't look anything up. You just had to go by magazines and stuff. But I
Mhm.
looked at it, I was like, what the heck? I don't even know what this is. And luckily, a couple of years later, a kid that went to school with me, his brother was a big Kiss fan and had it, and they were telling me about it. I said, "Let me borrow it." And you know, yeah, I don't want to incriminate myself, like Ace said. I don't want to incriminate myself, but yeah, dual tape deck, high speed dubbing. Yeah, that was the thing back in the day. Uh, had that Killers cassette of my own then, but yeah, Nowhere to Run's a great song.
That's a good friend too, because I'm pretty sure that was must have been an import price on
It
it, unless
was.
it was yeah.
Yeah, because that's why I never could buy it. I couldn't
Because
talk
it
my
was too
parents
expensive.
into like anything for a birthday or Christmas like that because it was so expensive.
Hmm.
But all right, so my number 13, "Come On and Love Me."
Oh, another banger.
Yes, and then I'm gonna let Gene do his bass solo after that. But yeah, off "Dress to Kill." I know we talked. You got a couple of "Dress to Kill" songs up here already, but uh, the the lead off lyrics,
Hmm.
it's some of the best writing Paul Stanley. I'm a Capricorn, she's a Cancer.
Hmm.
She saw my picture in the music magazine. I mean, just a great, and that opening riff too. That guitar intro is so great. That's one
Hmm.
song that I don't think gets talked about enough for Kiss is "Come On and Love Me."
Absolutely, very underrated. It should have been a lot bigger in the Kiss catalog than it was. It's one of those weirdo songs for me. I don't know what it is, if it's just the promotional video, but that wouldn't make sense. Uh, but I always, in my head, I always think that's off of Love Gun.
Oh
The
yeah,
same
I
the
can see
same way
that.
that I always think that Calling Dr. Love is off of Love Gun as well.
Yeah, for a while there, until I really got. I mean, I've always been a Kiss fan. I never really went away from it like some of my like my brother. He went away for a while, and
Hmm.
and a lot of my friends that were when we were little or younger, we were. They are not Kiss fans like I am
Hmm.
to this day. That's for sure. But uh, yeah, going back and looking, I was like, I didn't know that was off that album. And then, but like hotter than hell, Dress to Kill is the one that gets me trouble sometimes.
Hmm. Yeah,
All
I
right.
don't know what it is, but no, I also like that's really creative that that's unexpected to go into the Gene spitting fire.
No,
But
I'm not. He's not spitting fire yet. He's doing his bass solo here. He's
oh,
just he's just going to start doing and you can guess what's next after that.
I
He's
have
just
a
going to do
feeling I know what's
the
next.
blood thing. Yeah, you got a feeling. But number 14 for you.
14, I'm going with Strutter, a
Yeah.
classic, Old Faithful.
Yeah, and that's got the opening drum beat that you can
Yeah,
always
I
tell
wasn't
too.
well, I wasn't gonna smack my gut again, but I didn't want to tire that awful bit out. But yeah, I went with Strutter. I thought again, just a classic song, and I felt like it would have been missing in the set. And I've always loved it, so yeah, I always just put it in there.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'll go ahead and tell you I did not put Strutter now. I didn't realize it, but I did not put it in there. So you can guess what my number 14 is, Gene. He goes up in the air, he spits blood, does his
When
bass
you
solo.
wish upon a star.
How did you know?
Oh, I just
Jiminy
had a feeling.
Jiminy Cricket comes and sits on his shoulder while he's doing it after he spit blood and everything. Um, so yeah, God of Thunder is number 14 for me. Gene does his usual stick, and then Peter does his drum solo. Um, so that's my number 14. Real
Nice.
hard to figure out. That I mean, that's an old standby too. It's hard, and I'm sure there's I don't even know if they do it recently. Well, you do they do that anymore?
Oh yeah,
God
I
of
think
Thunder?
yeah, they must have done that on the end of the road tour for sure.
I
But
would
no,
hope
that's
so.
they only switched it up. I think. Oh, I want to say it was. Oh, I'm trying to even think of the tour there. Oh, this is gonna kill me now. It was. I think it's when Eric and Tommy joined. Like we're in the band together after the first couple. It was the DVD. Uh,
Oh, Rock the Nation.
Yeah, Rock the Nation, and I think the Gene did Unholy for the Blood Spit.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the set list for a second. Let's see. But all right, number 15 for you.
Well, speaking of Blood Spit, I had a different song here, but I'm doing Gene has a bass solo, Blood Spit, Flies Up, and I'm going with Within.
Oh yeah,
I didn't think I would have two songs from Psycho Circus on here, but here we are.
from Within. Hear that on Psycho Circus the first time, I was like, this is a freaking awesome song. But
Hmm.
I remember, I don't know if you've watched it that night when they did the Halloween show that was broadcast like live on Fox,
Hmm.
and it was simulcast like on the radio. They played the whole concert was broadcast live on the radio that night, and I remember because my wife was dating me then, and I set up. She was like, "I'm going to bed." I set up and listened to the whole freaking thing because I think it didn't start till because it's on the West Coast, so
Uh-huh.
it must not start till like 11 or 11:30 my time. And I was like, "I am staying up and listening to this. I don't get the chance to do this too often."
Was
So,
that with the Mad TV?
yeah,
Whole
that was
bit
the
they did
same
that
night
to
as the
be.
Mad
Oh,
TV thing.
okay, yeah.
They played that at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. It was 9:30, I think. And then they did it was some freaky show that Kiss was on. I cannot think of the name of it.
Millennium, or was
Yes,
that
that's
New
it.
Year? Oh, it was. Oh, okay. And they
Yes,
each played a
Millennium.
character.
Yep, they each had a character in there, and then it was like a whole Kiss night on Fox, and then they did,
Hmm.
but they only played on TV the first 3 songs, I think, on TV. But then, if you listen to your radio, you could hear the whole entire concert. So,
Hmm.
but all right, so number 15 for you is Within.
Hmm.
So my number 15, like you said earlier, we're gonna go off Dynasty. It's not Dynasty, it's Dynasty.
Dynasty.
And this is everybody talks about I Was Made for Loving You, but this song to me is a better song than I Was Made for Loving You. I'm talking about Sure Know Something.
Hell yeah.
I love that song. It's the unplugged version. Really, when they did it on Unplugged, that really got me like, gosh, so where did this song come from? And I was like, and I mean, I knew the song, but I was like, it sounds so much better unplugged.
Oh,
But then
100%.
I go back and listen to it and watch the video, and I'm like, I don't know, it's mighty good the other way too. But yeah,
Hmm.
should have been a bigger hit than it was. Everybody just talks about I Was Made for Loving You, but this song was a killer song. I had to put Sure Know Something in here.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, it kind of, unfortunately, as good of a song as I Was Made for Loving You is, it kind of just kind of makes the rest of the record kind of look overlooked because it's the disco record
Yeah.
because of that. Maybe that and Dirty Living, kind of the disco-y
Yep.
song, but
Yep.
the rest of the album is for the most part it's pretty hard rock and maybe with the exception of X-Ray Eyes, but I still like that song.
I like X-Ray Eyes.
Hmm.
I like. I really would have been reaching if I put charisma in here.
Oh, I
But
love Charisma.
I love that song. But yeah, that may be too much of a reach here. Anyway, number 16 for you, bud.
Number 16, it's gonna get into some repeats, but that's bound to happen. But I put Come On and Love Me.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
Got it. We got. I think that's only our second one. Because
Oh yeah.
I Stole Your Love was first. We haven't had one since then. So
You know what?
wow.
It's also weird because I like Dress to Kill, but I didn't think it was. I feel like the majority of my songs are from there, so I wasn't
You
expecting
got
that.
3.
Yeah.
All right, so you talked about this song earlier. I'll give Gene another chance to do something, but this is not going to be the fire breathing here.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to let him have War Machine on here at number
Oh,
16.
nice. Still a great
Yeah,
song.
yeah, it's a great song. It's just fatigued more than it used to be for me, but still a great song that they do in concert.
Hmm.
All right, 17.
17, I'm going with Parasite.
Up another repeat.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel like when we get closer to the end here,
Oh yeah,
we'll
there's definitely
see.
going to be some stuff at the end. I think there's going to be a couple of them, probably 3 of them that's going to surprise you.
Yeah, I got a couple here that I don't think you're really gonna put in there, but yeah.
My number 17 is one you probably would never think that would be in a Kiss Set list. But going back to Dynasty again,
Oh yeah,
and giving Ace a chance here, I'm going to let him do Hard Times. Not
nice,
2000 Man, let him do Hard Times. Uh,
much better
I,
song.
yeah, I just it's something I would love to hear him do live in concert, but and never had the chance to. But yeah, Hard Times for me.
That's one of Ace's best, I think.
Because so that's 1, 2, only 2 off Dynasty for me so far. So.
I think that's 2 more than me.
What? You don't have X-ray eyes. I thought you were saying
No,
you're gonna put
yeah,
X-ray eyes as a closer.
yeah, that would be when all the confetti's coming down, and then if you reach under your seat, everyone has some X-ray
X-ray glasses.
glasses on. Yeah.
Number 18, bud. What you got?
Number 18, Paul's Flying Out to Love Gun.
Another one. That's 4.
Hmm. But how can you not put it on here? It's just funny how we had it. I like yours better because yours is in a kind of a weirdo spot that the audience wouldn't expect. So I think that would keep them on their toes a lot more. So definitely points for creativity, but I kind of had to put it in the set.
Yeah,
And it's a
I
great
mean,
song too, but
there's some
a
of them
little
that you just,
fatigued.
as much as they've been played for, you can't leave them off the set list.
Hmm.
Or there'd be a riot. And I mean, I know what they say about not switching the set list up because people want to see you may not be your diehard fans every time, and people
Hmm.
want to see the hits. So we've got to put some hits in there. With 23 songs in here, I think we've got a good mixture.
Yeah, we're covering a lot of ground here, I think.
Yep. All right, my number 18. And this is where you have Gene breathing fire here. This is kind of an unexpected place for it. And this is the only song I think I got up here that's a non-makeup song. And
Oh,
I'm gonna let him have Unholy here. Let Bruce come out and play
nice.
guitar that Unholy, and let him do the fire breathing at the when the big boom at the end. Let him do the fire breathing. That would be the big boom.
Oh, killer.
Yeah, Unholy there. All right, we're
Nice.
getting into the last stretch here, so we're
Yeah.
not quite to the encores yet, but we're getting there. So, what's your number 19?
Well, my number 19, I'm gonna put an unnecessary, or sorry, necessary evil, but rock and roll all night. I know we're sick of it, and I don't ever need to hear that again. But it's also a Kiss concert, so I'm gonna put it in a kind of a weirdo spot.
Yeah, but and that's you'll see, it's Rock and Roll All Night is not in a spot either of mine where you would think it would be either. So,
Mhm.
um, yeah, I mean the best version of Rock and Roll, as fatigued as I was with it, the Brooklyn Bridge concert when they played that on the MTV Music
Yeah.
Awards, that is the best version of Rock and Roll All Night I've ever heard. I mean, because they were killing it too, and I mean all that pyro. I don't know if it was just part of the look and part of the sound of it, but and back then you wanted to they were all over the place, but you wanted to see them perform and to see it. When I heard they were going to be on the music awards, and I was like, "Holy crap!" And then I even remember when they went off the air, when they were showing the credits and everything, Kiss was still playing. And I was thinking to myself, they're playing a freaking concert out there. They're doing something out there. They're playing more than Rock and Roll All Night.
Mhm.
And back in the day when the internet, I had made some connections with some people that where I could trade videotapes, or actually a guy that was, I don't want to incriminate anybody, but selling uh, tapes, and he would send me a catalog, and I looked up and it said the entire Brooklyn Bridge show. I was like, holy crap! I said, you got to get this here as quick as you can. Which they played, I think it was Rock and Roll All Night, New York Groove, Deuce. Did he play Calling Dr. Love? Because I really think if you listen to it, Paul, if you listen to the whole thing, Paul is ready to go. And he said, "You want us to play? You want us to play some more?" He said, "Oh, okay. Since you want us to play, we'll play some more." And I was like, "Wow, you're not enthused at all, dude."
Did
But
Gene, someone, I swear, did someone have strep throat or something? Had a sore throat that night?
it may
Because
have been Gene because his voice sounds kind of raspy when he was.
I
Uh,
think it might have been Gene. It was either Gene or Paul, I think. But someone was sick there.
Gene's voice sounds really raspy on that, and that may be what it
That could
sounded
be
to
it.
me. But
Well, for your old friend, I think the statute of limitations is up on that. So
yeah,
I think he's good.
I actually still have one of the catalogs here, and I looked him up on Facebook and found him, and I sent him a message, and he was like, "Yeah, I had to get out of that legally. I had to get out of that a long time ago, but no telling what he's still got in that house." But
Gold mine.
Yes. All right, number 19 for me. We're gonna do a little different, and this is I wanted to play this song before they went to the encores, but when you go into the encores, you want to play a really heavy song to make the crowd want more. You can't do this, but this is a song kind of fitting. I'll Paul's solo album. I'm gonna have him doing Goodbye.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So um, I just love that song. I mean, over the years, I remember as a kid, I hardly ever wanted to listen to Paul's solo album. Main reason being that freaking "Hold Me, Touch Me" song.
Oh
When it
yeah.
got to that, I was like, "What the heck?" And I love ballads, but that one was too freaking ballady for me. But yeah, but over the years, I've Paul's solo album has really become one of my favorites.
I think it's my favorite out of the four, with the exception of "Hold Me, Touch Me," though, which is I feel like he outprints Prince on that song, but in a bad way.
In a bad way, you're exactly right. Just
A little
just
too
horrible. I can't
yeah, a
stand
little
it.
too light for me. No.
We'll have to put that song up against I Finally Found My Way to see which one's the worst.
Oh, I still think it would win out against "I Finally Found My Way."
I think so too.
I
Number
don't know.
20.
20. I think this is where I kind of started my encores. I
Okay.
went with Detroit Rock City standard.
Yeah. So this is finishing off the set before the encores, and I went with Detroit Rock City as well. You can't
Oh,
you can't do, like I said, there were some standards you could leave off, but there's some of them you can't, and Detroit Rock City is one of them. I mean, it's. I honestly, I do think that was the first Kiss song I ever heard, because when my older cousin had Destroyer, and of course when he pulls the album out and you see the cover, and I'm like, holy crap! And then you hear the news report, and he cranks into Detroit Rock. Oh gosh, so great! And still, I don't have fatigue from that song at all. To tell you the
no,
truth.
that's one of those ones you hear a million times, but it's still that's just a testament to how great of a song it was and what an influence Bob Ezrin was. Because I'm pretty sure he came up with that whole guitar lead too.
Yeah, and the way they do the solos
Hmm
is so freaking awesome. Because I mean, you and I may be wrong because I'm no guitar tech like you are, Andrew, but I think Ace starts first with the guitar, and then Paul comes in, and then Gene comes in with the bass.
hmm Yeah, it's kind of nice how they and then that just that then they
Boom.
all come together. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
dynamics in there.
So Detroit Rock City, we both agree on that. So that's 5 so far that we've agreed on, and 2 in the same spot. So here we go, number 21.
Black Diamond.
Ooh. We'll be talking about that in a few minutes with me.
Oh yeah, I have a feeling
Yes,
that might close out your, but I don't want to give anything away.
you guessed right. I'll put it to you
Oh
that.
yeah, well, that is a killer song, and again, it's one of those ones that it's technically been played to death, but it still sounds fresh.
Watching the guitar solo live when they did it live when they were like in the 70s with Ace
And he kind of
and
crouches down, and then
crouching down, they
apology.
they were over top of them. But that guitar solo, gosh,
hmm
I absolutely love it. That's probably, I don't want to give away too much, but it's in my top 5 favorite Kiss songs of all time, right there.
hmm
So we're in our encores now. For me, you started yours,
Yeah.
and people always sound, well, guess what? Peter's going to come out here and sing Beth, and I'm like, guess what? We're going to shock, like Tupac said, we're going to shock the world.
Let's shock the
Let's
people.
shock the world. Peter comes out, and all of a sudden you hear, this is New York. Yo, I can't stop the rain.
What? Well, I think someone's gonna be happy. I think Joe Polo.
I absolutely love I Can't Stop the Rain.
Wow. I
Uh,
thought I had a curveball coming up for you, but no, I don't think anything could be more surprising than that.
yeah, I just, that solo album, I love Peter's solo album. A lot of people give that crap, but I mean, it's not a Kiss album, but it wasn't supposed to be a Kiss album. It's supposed to be a
Mm,
Peter Chris solo album, and it's no different. Like the argument people have, no different than Paul doing Soul Station. But
hmm
yeah, I Can't Stop the Rain. Yeah, I'm gonna throw a curveball at you with that one. That's my number 21.
Dang.
So you
Well,
got that at 22, right?
no, no, but I thought I was gonna just really blow you away with my 22, but oh,
Uh-oh.
22, my own 22. I didn't even mean for that. But no, I put On the Eighth Day for my number 22.
What?
Yeah,
No, I did not see that coming.
I love that song. I feel like it's very underrated. It's definitely the non-makeup's God of Thunder, but I love that song. That's my favorite off of Lick It Up.
I think because I'm listening, like I said, I'm listening to a lot of the old episodes of Pot of Thunder, and I think they did that one not too the week before last. And uh, yeah, I mean, I have nothing against it on Eighth Day. Lick It Up, that album. Um, I just remember the first time I saw the cover, I was like, boy, Ace is shorter than I remember. Because
Yeah, a
you
lot
didn't
shorter,
have
right?
you didn't have anything to really tell you all this stuff,
No.
And I was like, who is? I knew who Gene was, of course. You could tell who Gene was, and I kind of figured who Eric Carr was, and Paul was. But then I was like, daggum, Ace looks different. But anyway,
Yeah, he definitely looks, maybe his lips are out.
all right. So my number 22, and like I said, you had it earlier. You can't leave it off the list, even though it's fatigued. But Rock and Roll All Night. I
Hmm
mean, you have them setting up for my final song, but I didn't want to put it at the end. I think I was like, I just want something different at the end,
hmm
and you'll see that. But what are we ending yours with?
All right. Well, no pressure, but the final song would be "Let Me Go Rock and Roll."
Oh
How they used
wow,
to close it back in the day.
yeah, and
Because I
see
love
that,
that extended Gene bass part too, and then
yes,
that build up.
that song gets a lot of crap from people too, but I love that song, especially live.
Hmm
Yeah, when
Oh
they
yeah,
when
it really comes alive live. But I never understood why people gave that song shit.
I don't either, but because
I
I
know
love
the lyrics don't really make any sense in the kind of stream of consciousness, but it's still a great song.
feel great though, dude. I mean, and do you remember? Let me see. So you're 31 now. So anyway, during the reunion tour, I remember
Ooh.
because we had like that was back when America Online had a Kiss chat room during
hmm
the reunion tour, and I would go in there a lot of nights after. You knew there was a concert that night. You'd go in there and hear what people were talking about, and they came in there one night and said, "Peter's already quit the band."
Oh wow.
What? And what it was that night that Peter, they say, was having trouble with his arms. His arms were
Oh,
he
so
had
his tech
Ed
killed him.
Cannon.
Yeah.
And I remember getting that video. And when they start out, Paul, right before they do Let Me Go Rock and Roll, they acknowledge that Peter was sick and couldn't do it. But his best friend, Ed Cannon, is here tonight. He's gonna take over. And he's in makeup and everything. But when they do the intro to Let Me Go Rock and Roll, he screws up. And they are
Oh.
so and you see all of them because the cameras are going back and forth between them. You see all of them looking at each other like, oh shit. but
Oh.
but yeah, it's a great song live, especially like you said with the extended bass from Gene. You gotta love that.
And the kind of like the kind of the deuce moves that they
Yeah.
have there too.
And of course, you can have Peter at the end. Who loves you? Kiss loves you. Rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
You fuckers.
You fuckers. Who the fuck loves you? Not you.
So of course, you heard earlier. I'm finishing the show with Black Diamond, letting them do the little risers and everything going up in there.
That's a great way to end it.
Yeah, I just sick of rock and roll all night as a closer. But that's always in my mind. That has been a great closer. I mean, I know they closed off the regular set before they went to encores with it. Because I do remember one night from the reunion tour. I think they went to Australia. They did that, and they went out on the lifts, and they got stuck. Yeah, they got stuck out there. They were there for, I forgot how long. They said that they were out there for like 20, 30 minutes, maybe.
Oh,
I'll have to
that's
go back and look at it. But yeah. And Gene is scared of heights. But I think I honestly think it was just Paul and Ace that was stuck out. I don't think it was both of them. I may be wrong with that. People will correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, Black Diamond, I mean, as a closer. And to watch it as a kid when they did the I think they just did the guitar solo part on Kiss Meets the Phantom. And I'm like, oh, holy crap. This is so good. But anyway.
Definitely one of their best.
So we had I Stole Your Love, Parasite. Let's see. You didn't. Love Gun. Deuce. That's 4. Come On and Love Me. That's 5. Did you have God of Thunder? No, you didn't have God of Thunder.
No, I did. Yeah, it's Sacrilege, but no, I don't have God of Thunder.
Oh, that's fine. Detroit Rock City.
Yep.
That's 6. Rock and Roll. So we had 8 that we had both the same of, and 2 in the same spot. So I think we did. I mean, you got a diverse 2 lists right there. Guys,
yeah, I think that was pretty different enough to make it interesting.
Yeah, we threw you some curveballs, like Andrew's, and on the 8th day of mine, I can't stop
the rain. Yeah, I still can't get over that.
But yeah, I just love that song. But so that is our KISS Ultimate Set List. And like I said, guys, that's our list. If you want to give us your list, feel free to make a 23-song set list or tell us what you would have took out and what you would replace it with. We're all open for discussion. And there's like we said, there's no wrong set list, guys. It's all in what you like. They're different, but I'm sure people out there going, why did he put I Can't Stop the Rain there? Well, I could have put I Finally Found My Way. And then what would you said then?
You're right. You're doing everyone a favor by leaving that out.
Or we could have ended with Journey of 1,000 Years.
Hey, I like that song, but
I do like that song, but that would have been
that would be a head scratcher.
Or we could have put an instrumental in there, put Escape from the Island in the middle of the pack.
Ooh.
I do like that song. I do like Escape from the Island. And I usually don't like instrumentals.
Yeah, normally me as well, but I do like that track. And also, that would have been cool. Love Theme from KISS.
Oh yeah, they should have played that. Maybe I'll put that. They played that before they said you wanted the best, you got the best. Like
yeah, that would be awesome.
So, well, Andrew, buddy, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, buddy.
And I hope this is the first of many we can do together because we've already got some ideas.
Yeah, sorry I was so rusty. I was kind of getting back into the swing of things. Maybe I'll be.
I couldn't tell you were rusty at all, dude.
Oh, you're too kind. Maybe I'll do a couple of shots, but maybe not more than a couple because then it'll be all Peter, Chris, and nobody wants to hear that.
Well, if you go back and listen, and this was something I was going to talk about earlier too. It was the show, the Love Gun Tour, one of the Houston shows. And if you turn it up loud enough in between songs, you can hear Peter bitching at everybody and Ace fussing back at him. Because I remember the first when I got it from that bootleg guy, I was sitting there listening to it, and all of a sudden I said, man, they're talking. And I hear Peter talking shit about the spotlight. And Ace said something back and said, no, hell no, Ace, I ain't doing it. I mean, they start talking. And then Paul said, I honestly thought that Paul said it to them that night. And he kind of glanced over at somebody, but he says it a lot during it. But he said, if everybody loosens up, and I'm like, maybe Paul was talking to them that night. But anyway, but yeah, Peter, if you guys want to go back and listen to that, Peter talks trash. I mean, he's in that.
I'll have to hear that, yeah.
He is in that complaining mode. Where's my cigarettes? But guys, like I said, if you want to check us out on YouTube, we're on YouTube, wherever you stream your podcast at, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever, give us a 5-star review and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And that gets us out there, guys. And like I said, it's been a blast tonight with Andrew Kiss. Like I said, that is his real name, guys. His last name is Kiss. So he had no choice but to be a Kiss fan. And I'm glad we got to surprise Andrew with one of his old buddies.
Oh, that was so great
awesome
to see, Joe.
That was awesome. But Andrew, any last words before we get out of here, bud?
Just thank you for everyone who listens to my dumb ass. I really appreciate it. It felt good coming back to podcasting. So, Steve, I just want to say thank you again for having me on here. And yeah, the blast.
Yeah, we will definitely have Andrew back on again. We've got, like I said, we've got some ideas for some albums we're going to throw back and forth at each other and see what each one of us thinks of it, get our idea of what it is, do some album reviews next. But
yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for that, buddy.
Yeah, Andrew, thank you so much, bud. I appreciate you coming on. Guys,
Absolutely.
That's going to do it for this week. That's our Ultimate KISS set list. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you next time on The Fly.